Hello, folks, and welcome to a special Sunday bonus episode of Airstreamers, where you never know what stream will ride.
Or what day we'll tune.
What day we will tune.
Or
we will
stream.
We will stream, and then people will tune in and listen with their ear holes.
Yeah.
Combining it with yesterday's conversation. My camera, for some reason, is really weirdly dark. Just so you know, I'm not really in a cave or in a different room than Chris. I am here. So
He's lying. He's in a cave.
no, look. That's my really extended arm that I'm slapping him in the face with.
Cheddar's playing with the unicorn tail. Or Bernie is.
Yeah. Oh, Cheddar's eating the unicorn horn, and Bernie. What is wrong with my screen? So anyway, welcome everyone. Leslie's mom, Linda. There's an adorable picture of you on Discord that I just saw moments before we started. Chris, I don't think you had a chance to see it yet.
No, we were busy bees.
We have.
The bees are happy.
We've driven 140 miles today.
Yeah, I'm a truck driver now, officially.
Official. We decided that at the 100-mile marker of adding mileage to the truck is when you become a truck driver, and
official.
All of the toxic masculinity enters you in that moment.
Did I do anything that was toxically masculine today?
Yes, you did.
What did I do?
You did one of those annoying reverse moves into the driveway.
I did. I backed up into the driveway.
Which caused traffic, and it just was annoying. And then the other thing you were about to do was park again across two spots because you thought that your truck didn't fit. And I'm like, no.
It didn't fit though.
Refuse to be a part of...
What's the solution then? Am I supposed to just jut out of the back of the spot?
Yeah, you're supposed to jut out, and that's it. Then people who are driving need to see that your truck's butt is out and ready for some action.
My cake?
Your cake, yeah.
My truck's cake. Ridiculous.
Your truck's cake. Exactly.
But I feel adjust my toxic masculinity a little bit. So on the truck, it has this weird thing in the back that's meant for tailgating. And it's really like a gimmick, I think. But I don't know. We've used it a couple times and I'm not mad at it. Like it was.
I just don't think we're going to fully utilize it.
I think we could camping though. That's a legit. So wait, before we get into the relevance.
Alien, protect the butt. Yep.
The relevance of this thing, this accessory. What it is when you open what did we find out it is? The doggy gate, the doggy door.
The tailgate.
The tailgate.
Oh my God, the doggy gate.
When you pull that down, there's another contraption that folds out and then folds out again. So it's almost like a step.
It's like a transformer, like a literal, you're waiting for the legs and arms to pop out.
And inside of the transformer are two speakers and a Bluetooth connection. And so you can, at your tailgate, while you're drinking your beers and eating pork rinds, what do they do at a tailgate? I feel like they
drink Coors Light and discuss sports and discuss why the ball should go into the hole, because that's the goal.
True, yeah.
Every hole.
And sometimes they get the touchdown things, and then sometimes they have to do the forklifts in the
okay, that one you lost me. I want to start a poll because I'm actually interested in what folks think about backing into a spot. Yes or no? That's going to be the question.
That's a good question.
Backing into a parking spot? Question mark. Yes.
So this is the same speaker system that we were testing out at the dealership.
There's a poll. Go.
And I played Britney Spears as the first thing that came out of those.
Who said I love tailgating?
Speaker machines. What are the speakers?
Yeah,
the speakers in the back. So when we were at Pete's house or your parents' house, and Pete and Elle and Ellie were there, Ellie came and was hanging out in the back of the truck. So we've officially tailgated now with Ellie, and we were playing Baby Shark on those speakers. And I don't know what human we've become, where we made wrong turns and wrong choices in life that we now tailgate and play music. And the music that we play is Baby Shark.
We are those people. And do you know what happened today? Heidi, anywhere. Just, I unanimously, I will tell you, disapprove of it. So, like, if you have a strong opinion either which way, pick the stronger of the two. It doesn't matter where. My other thing is, I heard Chris today say something that I cannot even believe we're living in a timeline in which this was said. So Ellie was...
I said something?
Yes. Ellie was very upset because one of the other children at the event, by the way, the reason we were there is because it's Pete's name day today. And so we were celebrating his name day, and we needed to leave to come back and stream. So we were there for a couple hours. It's like an hour and a half away, and they live in like the woods. I mean, literally there was a deer in the back of my dad's backyard, and I want to tell you a little bit more about that in a sec. But
That's so crazy.
But Ellie was upset because one of the other children was playing with her toy, which is this really cool little electric RV thing, but like it's can go any which way. There's like wheels everywhere. And so she's going in. She's playing with it. Someone took the toy away from her. She's crying. And she's not necessarily throwing a fit. She's just tired and upset and wants her toy.
What she wants. And I was ready to fight the kid.
Me too. I was ready to trip him, like full foot forward. And whoops. Oh, there's some broken noses.
And he kept running that stupid thing into my leg. I'm like, Jesus, kid.
Yeah, and into the tires of our truck, excuse me. That was like, do not come near me. Or the truck. But anyway, Ellie was crying. My brother picks up Ellie. She's throwing a fit, like tears everywhere. And Chris says, even while she's crying, she's still so cute. Now, you need to understand that a child, just generally, a child in the presence of Chris, there's like a force field around Chris, like a circumference of, let's say, 20 feet, that when a child enters this force field, instantly he gets angry. It's like, okay, why am I here? Why is the child here? I don't want to hear the crying. I don't want to hear the pooping and blah, 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 blah. And he says today that, oh, look at how cute she is, even though she's crying, or however you worded it. Dead. I am DED. Dead.
She's my special little girl.
But I'm telling you, in terms of the timeline of events, like the multiverse,
Elias,
we are living in a multiverse that I never expected to be living in.
How else would I have ever gotten to the point where I would know to play Baby Shark to stop her from crying? I
will say that Chris was the only one who got her to stop crying. He played Baby Shark with her.
And I danced with
her.
And I do this little spider thing. I don't know where it came from.
She loves the spider thing.
It's so weird.
Loves the spider
But
thing.
I just take my hand and I pretend it's a spider and then I tickle her and she just loses her mind. It's so cute.
But like he acts as like, oh, the spider's coming. And then he like, attacks her, which is literal nightmare fuel. Like you are creating trauma in Ellie's brain.
I'm creating a safe space for her so she doesn't have to be scared when she's older.
But Charlie, boy, it's complicated because there have been nieces, nephews, and godchildren in our lives prior to Ellie. But there's something so extra special about Ellie. I think we both feel. Look, I'm ready to fight someone. Like I told you all the other day, or when we were in Maine, and someone said something about, oh, look at these two cute girls, but he was talking across Ellie and Elle to some other people that were a part of his family or something. But in my mind, he was talking to Ellie and Elle. Literally, I almost took my brass knuckles out and started fighting. Just so you know.
Thanks, Jay Grizz.
Thanks, Jay Grizz.
So I don't know what it is. I feel like it's because we have such a strong and loving relationship with Pete and Elle, and we just love everything that they do. And oh my God, is that Bernie's tail hanging out?
Oh wait.
What?
Wait, you need to see. Why is it so? Because this light's not on.
Oh, is that normally on?
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, well, go turn it on.
Okay, hold on.
What? We're so close to Pete and Elle, and we love it, like doing things with them. And I feel like they just totally, that's what it was. Oh, I didn't know that had such a difference on the lighting in the room.
There we go. Now I'm here. I'm ready to roll. I'm trying to show you Tater or
Bernie's tail.
Bernie's tail, but yeah. There's also a Muskrat Love.
Where you have to do Cheddar because he's too far away from me.
Hold on, now I'm all
So
discombobulated.
that was that's why I think we have such a love for Ellie, because she's really just a spitting image of the two of them. Like, what other kid goes camping at what was it, like
She's
6
2.
months old?
Oh, well, yeah, actually, the very first time that we ever really got to hang out with Ellie was when she was 6 months old. And so, yeah, why have you brought us here today, question mark? Just for fun, because we wanted to do a Sunday episode just to see what it's like, what our, whole spiel is like on Sunday, because we've never done one, and we just want to play around with not necessarily changing the
Schedule,
but,
but figuring
you know,
out what works best for everyone.
right, and having extra options in the event that we are busy on one of the days, like when should we stream. And that's why. Thank you for being here.
Also, we haven't done a Just Chatting in a while, and we're always rushing through getting through a story to make it to whatever we've signed up for that day. And so it's kind of, this is a chill Sunday, just hang out for a little bit, see if people are interested in tuning in, and then
go from there.
call it a day.
We also have a special wine o'clock segment that I want to do. And backing into a parking spot, the results are that 70% of you said no, not parking by backing into it. 30% of you said yes.
Mega Meg said something, I didn't catch it, but it was some explanation of why you would do it. And
Yeah, I kind of briefly saw that, and I'm interested to read it.
Patsy said, "Is it time for the PhD story?" That's a really good idea.
That is a good idea, but if we do that, then maybe we should start with wine o'clock first or something. What do you want to do?
Maybe. And we're giving away a whole hog patch tonight because you guys are so nice to tune in on a Sunday. And I have an extra one, and I really like it. So we're going to give a whole hog patch away.
Whole hog. Wait, here it is. This is why you should always back in per AAA. Who's that? What is
Triple
that?
A.
Oh.
Jesus.
Because that way you're backing into a space you know is empty rather than backing out into a road where cars could be coming from either direction.
Oh, that's interesting.
That is a very logical reason as to why you should back into the spot. Even though it might cause more sort of congestion in that moment.
They already know you're there
Yeah, and
because you're out and then going into it.
and when you go in, you know there's no one who's going to be there.
Mega Meg always providing the insight. Thank you.
Oh, that is really interesting. I'm sort of here for that.
So the reason why I'll tell you what goes on in my mind. The reason why I've been backing in is because as you know, I'm a little bit particular with things,
I didn't know.
and I like to keep things neat and nice, especially a new car. And I really love this car. I think this is my favorite car I've ever gotten. Like, it's just really nice to
It's
drive.
not a car.
Oh, right. It's a truck.
Remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I really love it. And the trees, I don't want to get them all over my windshield and make it all dirty.
And bug
so,
guts. We were driving today. I literally heard the bug guts, the bugs squishing against the windshield.
So if I back in, the bed of the trail or the bed of the truck is under the trees, and then the front of the car is not. And so that's kind of my thought process.
I get it. Hi, Chrissy. It's a black truck.
It is a black truck. We can post a picture to Discord.
Can't we just show it if we do Craft-A-Cam?
Like me go outside.
No, like right from the window. It's visible. Like just put your phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe it might work. I don't
Let's
know.
see.
We can try. Go to
Yeah.
Craft-A-Cam. But yeah,
Well, I need to. I need to do that app. Which one is the app?
That eyeball. Yeah.
I didn't never realize that's an eyeball. Interesting. Okay, let's see if this works. And we might get a chance to show you. Yeah, here we go. So, Chris, what I'm saying is pull that.
You know, I can probably go outside and show it like up close and personal. because it is
That's up
just
to you if
Wi-Fi.
you feel like walking outside.
That's up to you if
If you feel like walking outside.
How
do
can
it.
we just make sure that
Just
I
throw
don't
your phone
disconnect?
out there off the second floor.
If
and
I
just see what
don't-
happens.
if I get disconnected, how will you signal me?
I'll tap you on the Apple Watch.
Okay.
You know, that little thing we do, that secret.
Okay, I'm going
Go.
on a trip.
Go.
You won't be able to hear me though, so I'm just gonna do.
I will narrate. It's all good. All right, this is what we're doing. That's what I was going to say. We need the full tour. That is what is happening right now. He's going down the stairs. That is Raisin, I think. Oh, Tater Tot. This is him going down the stairs. We're all going to get a little motion sick. Probably. There's Tater Tot. Aw, Tater Tot. Raisin. That's our dining room table. That's Bernie, who just, on the move. And now here we go outside. That's our Airstream that no longer is really ours. And we're losing it a little bit. Here is our GMC Denali pickup truck. Look at it. It is bonkers. Show the steps, Chris. Oh, he can't hear me. But there's a step. When you open the door, there's a step, like a whole thing that happens. That's the bed of the truck. I want him to show why is he not showing the bottom of it? It's literally the coolest thing. When you open the door, you see that step right there that you step onto? When you open the door, it comes out, like it mechanically comes out. Oh, I hope he opens it. Yeah, here we go. This is the back. This is the thing that Ellie was playing, and let's see if he remembers how to do it. Ooh, this is fun. There we go. Look, Transformer, and now the arms and legs are going to come out, and now here is the Transformer, Optimus Prime. And those are the two speakers over there. Now he doesn't remember how to close it. Oh, he's struggling. What is he doing? There we go. Okay, Chris, I hope no. Oh, no. He's not going to show those things at the bottom. And look at our little tiny Airstream. Suddenly it's like the smallest Airstream on the planet. And look at Raisin. Aww. Raisin. Oh, he wants treats. Look at this little Raisin. He wants treats. I can't even stand it. I want to scream at how cute Raisin is. Bernie, look at him. I want to punt him like a football. Non-violently, though. And now I think I hear a Chris coming upstairs. Let's see. Is this him? There's Tater Tot. There's my legs. There's L.
Did it work?
Yeah. But you didn't. Oh, Cheddar. But you didn't show the little footstool thingy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So,
Sorry.
either way, I did not look at any of the things because
Anyway,
that was a good job, Chris.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's see. Bye bye Bambi. Yeah, I'm gonna just catch up on some of these.
What am I gonna do when it goes?
Wow, quite the whip. Wow, beautiful, shiny. They want treats. So beautiful, nice truck. Quite the whip makes me laugh. Love the rims. The back, by the way, is a carbon back, like a carbon bedding, which
Carbon
makes
fiber or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. It makes it lighter.
it's giant. Totally. At least it's not a 4-door Dodge. Doge.
Doge?
That is cool AF. Oh wow, you do need to find an excuse to tailgate to show that off.
Yeah.
Bye bye Bambi, beautiful truck. That was cool. Thanks, Chris, for the tour.
Thanks, guys. Anyway, I love it. I'm like officially a truck driver now. And I'm here for it. Look, I mean, so that's kind of like a good segue into
PhD.
the PhD story, only because I feel like we've both worked really hard and we're kind of like now at a point where we're reaping some of the benefits of it, at least in our lives. And
It's taken a lot to get there.
like 15 years to get to this point. And and part of that is the PhD story.
Disney Deb, when when we get the Airstream, we are going to have to park my car next to the Airstream. You couldn't really see in the driveway like the way Chris showed it, but there is a whole extra part next to the Airstream that has asphalt. And what we normally do is pull my car in to that space, and then it allows the other car to fit in. So
That's a good question. Yeah, I think it will be okay, but it's going to be a squeeze.
yeah, and we're gonna have to like play Rush Hour or whatever that game is to move the cars around anytime we need.
But
we need
Disney
them.
Deb also we do rent a parking spot off property, and
Right.
that's where we would normally
Right,
keep
but
it.
like
So
I think for the summer months we'll have it on our
Yeah.
driveway. I've not driven it, but tomorrow likely I will just to test it out and see what it's like. Yeah, my car definitely looks like a toy and feels like a toy and looks like a toy. Like when I go in it, just to even move it before, it was like, why am I so low to the ground? I'm like, am I gonna break the bottom of my car?
Oh my god,
So-
a gun rack will absolutely not happen on that.
Wait, a
truck
gun
ever.
rack? That's
For
a
the-
thing?
Yeah, I think they have those things that go. in the
Don't be
back of the
looking for
bed.
that gun rack. Yeah, no.
No, that would unless it's like a water gun, then maybe. But
yeah,
even
sure.
then, I don't think so.
A muskrat gun. All right, listen, we need to, if we're going to do the story now, we need to, I think, start with Wine O'Clock.
Yeah, that's fine. Is it set or should I switch to it?
Actually, can you click on that, Chris?
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. How'd
we're
you
good.
find this?
It's not really the same, but it's close enough. So let me go. I'm not
Wait,
even going to play the Wine O'Clock music because it doesn't fit.
Yeah, it's not really.
Yeah. So listen, we are doing something very
Oh
different
my
today.
god,
What?
the name of it ridiculous. Okay, I'm going.
Go for it. When we went to Maine, we found a cute little wine shop that sold sake. So we have never had sake before. Here is the sake that we bought. It's similar to the thing
Wait,
that I
no,
have.
we
What?
we have had sake. We had sake in Disney.
Oh well, yeah, but like not on Wine
on
O'Clock.
premises.
Yeah.
Oh. Duck hunt gun. Yeah, that's also admissible.
So this is now sake o'clock, which really rolls right off the tongue. And this is the cute little bottle that it came in.
Should it be like sock o'clock?
Sock o'clock? I don't know. Bopum Sock'em? What was that? Sock'em?
Sock'em boppum. Isn't that the
yeah.
fighting machine
Or
thing?
Sakura. What was the drag queen's name? Bopum Sakura. That's it.
Yeah,
or
something
something like
like
that. So
Saki o'clocky. Oh, that's a good one.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Yes.
Rock'em sock'em robot.
So this is it.
Rock'em Sakura. Is that what you said?
Sakura, yeah, I think. The thing is, this is 15% by volume. It's special pure rice sake.
So, question: is it that it's really just wine but made from rice instead of grapes?
I have no idea.
Like, how do they make it, or is it like
No, absolutely no idea whatsoever.
Okay, so
None. Zero. I don't even know how to open this bottle, to be honest. We're going to figure it out right now. Sake Sunday. Yes, that's a good one. Sake is more like beer. Really? This does not look like it's going to be beer. This is 15% alcohol, too.
Oh, you know what this is giving me vibes of?
Oh, thanks for following Warrior Shade 11. Okay, so look, this is kind of cool. So look how it opened.
Do you remember those barrel drinks that you would get as a kid?
Yeah, the little like quarter drinks, I think we called them.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting barrel drink vibes from it.
Whoa.
I do like the artwork on it. What are they, avocados?
Whoa. I don't know. Little
I
rice
smell?
beans, maybe? Holy moly, that was a lot.
This is a cute bottle. Is this like a to-go cup? You know, it smells a little bit like soy sauce. Is that a thing?
I don't know. I've absolutely no
Is
idea.
that's a microaggression, I think. But
Maybe.
it's like-
But I'm no. Like,
I get soy sauce vibes from it.
let me smell again because I don't know how you're just sitting there like comfortably smelling it.
Oh, I love soy sauce.
Oh, it does smell like soy sauce. Oh, okay. Listen, like,
I legit love soy sauce. I could just I know, look, don't at me. I know it's high in sodium and it's not good for you, but it tastes so good. I love salty and sweet. I'm like Give me the extremes of everything.
Leanne, I agree with that. It's black licorice in liquid form.
No, that's Zambuca.
That's what this smells like.
No, Zambuca is black licorice.
Okay, this is like, I don't know that I'm going to love this.
I think I'm
So
gonna-
what's going to be weird about my review is this. In this one tiny little quarter
Oh,
drink.
Can I have some towels? Because it's not really easy to pour
Yeah,
from
one
the
sec.
barrel drink. Yes, soy sauce and teriyaki sauce. Oh my god. What's that blue the blue bottle that has Hebrew on it that sells the teriyaki sauce, I think? I think it's Hebrew.
I don't know.
But
Thanks,
anyway, they make the
Didius-
best teriyaki sauce with the sesame seeds in it.
Didius Maximus. That's a great name. Welcome to the community.
That is a really good
So, wait, I wanted to say something. I was saying something about, wine o'clock. When we do wine o'clock, so it's special Sunday, Sunday o'clock, or what would we call it? Sake o'clocky or sake Sunday.
Sake that's a good one.
I like sake Sunday too, if we did do sake on Sundays. But what I'm saying is, in every other wine o'clock, when we review out of 7 muskrats, we are reviewing that particular wine against all wines, right? So the problem I'm having right now with how I'm even going to review before I even tasted it is, am I gauging this sake against other sakes that I have never really had? Or am I saying sake in as a whole is a 2 out of 7 muskrats or a 5 out of 7 muskrats? That's complicated. So what do I do?
No, you can't do that. You can't just boil down a whole.
I know, but what
category
other
of
way am I
drinks.
I'm gonna have to say out
I'm
like,
gonna say your enjoyment. You know if you like something or not, so make it on the scale of how much you enjoy it, like you would do wine. I mean,
yeah, I'm saying what I think about this sake. That's it. I just don't want it to come across as, thanks, Jaboodle, to 2016. Another great name. Thanks for joining our community here at Airstreamers.
this is room temperature, Paul. So when we got it in
heated sake? What?
in Epcot, I think it was warm. It was warm, right?
Yeah.
And we got it in a wooden block.
We
which
should
was
have been
super
drinking
cute.
it from that. That would have been fun.
I don't know where they are.
I know where they are. You should have asked for it. That's your problem. Bless you. Yes, I'm afraid, Mega Meg, that I'm going to offend all the sake makers who follow us.
I am. Look, folks. I'm just getting straight soy sauce from this. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not mad.
Okay,
at it.
so the what's the word? The notes. The notes are
Fermented
soy sauce.
rice. So, yeah, the notes are definitely soy sauce.
All right, I'm gonna go for it, and I'm already not a fan.
No, it's not bad. I think it's pretty good. Leanne, I do get notes of licorice, though, right? Do you get that? It's like a little sweet.
I'm gonna give it another whirl.
Why do I ever doubt Leanne? I mean, of course.
Ooh, that was
No, I like it. It's good.
no. It's not. Look, from my reaction just there, it seems like it's vomit, but it's not.
You know, I just want to say I think I like it better than the one in Disney. The one in Disney I really didn't enjoy, and drinking it out. I'm sure there's some reason why you drink it out of
wood.
the pine block thing, but all I was tasting was wood when I did that.
Yeah, at Disney Epcot, when you visit Japan, one of the specialty drinks that you can drink from there is sake. That if you pay, I think it's like $5 more, you get it in this cool little cube.
Where is
Cubicle?
it? Do you
No.
know where it is?
In Japan.
No. No. First of all, it's in Orlando.
No,
but it's
I mean-
in Epcot, the Japan section.
Yeah, what do you mean? I just said it.
But where are the blocks?
At
Like-
the Epcot Japanese.
No, in this house. Where are the blocks? You said you knew where they were.
Yeah, remember I put everything that I had in my drawers up here in the bags, and they're in the
they were
in
in
the
there?
garage. Yeah, they're in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So wait, so Jen or someone said that this is a lot in the glass. And D-Mob, my lips are sealed. I'm not telling your boss anything. You should tell your boss to tune in as well.
Yeah, D-Mob just...
Yeah. Where is the sushi, I think, said Pompano Beach Bear. We are both vegetarian, including fish, so I am not, unless we buy vegan stuff.
No, Pompano, that is one thing I legit miss. I miss sushi from being vegetarian. We haven't had it in like 4 years now.
Leanne, I think you're 100% right, but listen, I got to do the hard work so you don't have to. There is a particular name for the square wooden cups. I didn't know that. I like both sake and sambuca. They do not taste the same. Soy sauce and black licorice combo.
No, Harpo.
Yeah,
so
there is
wait,
vegan
just
sushi.
a question or a statement on that. When I smell it, I smell soy sauce, but when I drink it, I don't get any taste of soy sauce. I do get a hint of black licorice. It's not overwhelming like Zambuca. Zambuca is like you're literally shoving black licorice in your mouth. This is a little hint of it, and it's a little on the sweeter end, right?
Yeah.
And I like it. I think it's good.
So, Leanne, the veggie sushis that we could get are like the veggie rolls and the avocado rolls and stuff. But I mean that there's the way that there's like Impossible meat. They make a vegan sushi version I've seen, and it looks really cool and pretty good.
If they had like the dragon roll in vegetarian form, or like spicy tuna or spicy salmon, any of those I would be here for. But I don't know that that such a thing exists in vegetarian form.
Masu cup. Yeah, that's what Paul and Bella Meg are both saying, Masu cup. And I saw Paul earlier said that it is specifically joined wood. And if you think about what we have,
they were interlocking planks, like small planks of wood.
Yeah. So listen, I don't know if this or if it's just that I didn't eat much today, but I think that I'm wasted. Is that possible? Are you wasted right now?
No, I'm not wasted.
I'm feeling the effects of this in 2 sips. Is that, I mean, that's just my brain, right? There's no way that's really real.
Leanne, I don't think that I would be good at making my own sushi. I feel like that's a specialized art form, and I don't know that I have that skill set.
Look, I'm going to drink this. I don't know that I'm going to say to you tomorrow, like...
Listen, there's sake o'clocky on Sundays. So Sunday sake o'clocky. So you're going to need to just acquire the taste.
Pompano Beach Bear asked me if I'm tired. I was before. I mean, I slept on the way home in the car. Leanne, I'm going. I got to do it. Sake o'clocky. You know what else we can name it? Well, I mean Sake o'clocky, but I think of Jen Psaki, the communications person for Biden.
Oh, that's her name?
Yeah,
the red hair?
Yeah, Psaki, which I think that's Greek, Psaki. That's like a word.
Yeah, it sounds it.
But Saki is how you say it in English. So, is there some branding on this? Something to Google for the descriptions, like Three Finger Jack story. Let's see. It is in Japanese, and I think it says, if I can read this, Usami.
Usnavi?
No, Usami do wa no saki. Yeah, it literally, I guess maybe Usami. Is that right? Where's that little thing I peeled off before? This thing.
Bella Meg is, so Charlie Boy was asking about the description, like the Three Finger Jack story. And Bella Meg replied, "Stop bringing up my ex."
Oh, did you see that yesterday?
Yeah,
that was hysterical.
I
I was laughing at that. So I'm gonna give a review. I think I have a review for this.
Oh,
do you want to go first or not?
No. I mean, I'm not going to be influenced because I already know my number.
All right, I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah, I was going to say a 4. Look, I don't really have a good gauge, but I do enjoy it. It's better than average for me. I'm not going to suffer through it. And so there might be better ones out there, but this is pretty good.
Paul, I think you have to review it as sake. Like, I think that...
Paul, I'm not really getting the beer relationship that you're drawing on it.
Not even a little bit.
Because it's not carbonated, like there's no bubbles in it. If there were bubbles, I would say you're probably right, but maybe it's like what they would consider just a common drink that you would have, and
like a beer that
like
way,
a beer in Japan. So culturally, maybe it's like I'm gonna grab a beer and instead I'm gonna grab a sake rather than wine that has a very like fancy association with it. Maybe this is more of like a common drink.
Jen
Paul
Psaki
went.
does
Paul
roll.
went to Japan
Yeah.
for a long time, like a while back.
Are
so
these veins or whatever we call them legs? Is that a thing?
maybe?
I don't mind it. I mean, I just don't really like the flavor. I'm like, I don't mind it. I just hate the flavor. I don't mind the flavor. I'm not really here for the smell. It smells like
Soy sauce.
and
Yeah,
that's weird.
I'm here for that. I would drink soy sauce if it was acceptable. I also would happily drink pickle or olive juice if I could.
So a couple people have said throughout, I think, that we should play something like Among Us and how fun last night was. Super, super fun.
We should put it on the schedule for next week because that was a blast.
Yes,
I had
total
so
blast.
much fun.
But tonight we're streaming less time. We're not going to do the full like 2.5. Yesterday was 3 hours. On the schedule, we have it for 6 to 7. So I guess sort of like naturally we'll end when we end. So yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Here, Paul, or somebody was asking if they could do a lookup on this. So this is called Nishnino Seki. Nishnino Seki. See if it can get it to focus.
Yeah, just hold it over your face.
Daruma Cup Sake. That is what you can search for.
Daruma?
Yeah, Daruma. Did it focus here?
No, just hold it right by cover your face with it. And then wait there. Yeah, there is a PhD story to be told, but my concern is this PhD story is quite long.
Oh, there we go. That's what you guys can look for if you want to find out more about it.
And I don't know if this is the best time because I feel like there needs to be like your mindset needs to go in. You need to think about
I think I'm okay. I
Are
mean,
you
we
sure?
have 20 minutes. So, like, what else are we going to talk about? We don't have an agenda tonight.
Well, I have a CCGI that I wanted you to do. And we
I
can go
tell it.
longer
Let's
than 20 minutes.
Yeah, let's just tell it. And I think it's like, it's a nice, chill look. This is the reason why I think that it's a good day to tell
Yep.
it is we've had a really fantastic week. We've made some really big life choices.
Yes, OG Steve.
And these are all coming from us working hard to get to this point where we were able to do these things. A lot of things fell into place really nicely that worked in our favor. Like we got the Airstream, we ordered that, then we sold our Airstream for a profit. We
Which is
got a
insane.
good trade-in value for my car, and we're able to get that beautiful truck that I love. And so I feel like we are kind of living our best lives and just hanging out with friends, and they don't know where we were 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And
No, I
so-
get it. That's a great connection, and I think
So I
that
think
that
like we
works.
should
Thanks,
probably
Jay
just
Grizz.
tell it, and you can chime in and add your points as they happen, but we can kind of dive into it. So
Before we start, though, I need to say this because I'm going to forget.
thanks, Jay Grizz.
On Friday of this upcoming week, after our stream, whatever time, let's say like 10:15 or 10:30 of this Friday, we are collectively going to raid Pete's channel because he'll be streaming, and we will all just dump ourselves into a stream and then have like sort of like an after party scenario, you know, like get your drinks, get your, you know, sake or whatever. So we are all together going to go and raid Pete's channel. The first time that we ever raided, we were so confused, but I think now that we sort of want to raid someone and we want to support someone, this is going to be a much better, more fun experience than the very first time.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like a cool way to chill out. We did it.
Yes.
We ended up tuning into Pete's stream on like Wednesday last week or something, and it was just a chill way to relax.
It was so nice.
And we just
loved
sat
it.
like in the sunroom and watched the stream, and we got to participate in the chat directly with you guys, and that was a nice experience. So I think we could do that and just we'll decompress from our stream, tune into Pete's, listen to some tunes.
Yeah, and
and
he's
to
all for it. And
participate in the
you
chat,
know,
so
he
yeah.
will be doing it, and he's super excited himself as well.
And also, Pete is a huge supporter of ours, and
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
want to return the favor, of course, and we want him to be successful.
Pink and I said we gave our old neighbor from Japan a nice welcome to the neighborhood, and he brought us some actual Japanese sake in a beautiful bottle, and it was delightful. Yeah, the bottle. I used to have a
You got a bottle of Japanese sake from
my old
Your-
clarinet teacher.
Yeah.
So I was in a position where for 4 years I took private lessons with someone who was super, super nice, lovely person who his wife was Japanese, and she actually is a writer for TV, and she wrote a couple of True Blood episodes, which is bonkers, and like there was a show that she released. So he gave me, like, as we ended our 4 years, a bottle of really nice sake from Japan. And do you know, I'm going to tell you all right now, we never drank it.
Yeah, I think
We
it
never opened the
expired,
bottle.
right?
And then we were all excited to open the bottle.
We were gonna drink it in this house when we
Yeah,
first got.
we were all like, "Oh, let's celebrate. Let's do something great." We were going to open the bottle and notice that there's an expiration date of like quite some time before.
Yeah, I don't think is it not like wine?
It's not, I don't think it's like wine.
like it's
at
like
all.
it only keeps for a certain
Yeah.
amount of time. Oh, Paul, that sounds like fun. I hope you guys have a blast on your vacation. It will be later on in the day. So like we'll do our normal stream until 10ish on Friday, and then we'll tune into Pete's and
Yeah,
decompress.
that's what we're doing, Pete. Leanne said we need to organize a date for Elle and Pete to go out for a hotel night, and we take Ellie for the night. Can you even imagine?
Oh my God.
I would be like terrified, but also like kind of excited.
I totally said that yeah, Pete, we're just telling about the what we're going to do next Friday, where we're going to raid your channel after our stream so that some people can tune in and see your
Lots of
awesome
people, yeah.
DJ skills and chill with us after the stream.
So anyway, that is what's going to happen. So so
So let's
without
go
further
into
ado,
the story.
let's do
the
it.
full
This is
Monty.
now you, Chris.
Well, you can tune in wherever you want. So, or chime
Are we
in.
telling the story of the?
I'm going to start with the walk in the park.
Yeah, but are we going to tell the story of Bentley?
I am. Yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
tell the
All right.
the milestones.
All right.
Okay, so the way that we decided that I was going to go back to school is something that we refer to as the walk in the park.
Mike, we've never babysat, never ever.
And so we had this park behind our condo before we moved into this house, and we would always go for like walks in the park, and we would just have like an open discussion. Elias and I love to just chat between each other.
Can you believe it? We are
and-
chatters.
So we go on this one walk, and I had been thinking about wanting to go back to grad school. Again, if you remember, I was going to go to grad school in 2007, but then I put it on hold because I met Elias and I saw something special and I wanted to develop the relationship further. What happened was I was at a point in my career at Apple as a manager where I wanted to move up and have a promotion. Like I felt like I was due for a promotion. This other marketing director or whatever she was, market manager, came in and was just the biggest douchebag on the planet.
Was it? This is the testicles woman?
Frosticles.
Yeah. Okay.
So she's just an awful person. She was like on a power trip, and she came into the store and looked at me and another manager in the store who was really, we were both young at the time. I mean, I was like, what?
You're still young comparatively to what some of the managers were there.
I was 25, 26 at the time, and this other manager was a similar age. And she looked at both of us and were like, because we were in a manager's meeting, and she was like, how old are you? Which at this point now in like my career, you do not ask somebody that. I don't care whether you're a CEO of a company or like an entry level worker. You do not ask that question. And that is absolutely illegal. You, in an interview setting, you cannot ask somebody whether they're married or whether they're thinking about getting pregnant or how old they are. That's totally ageism.
Is that really true? I didn't realize.
Yeah,
I know this was
1,000,000%.
No, I know it was a horrible thing, but I'm now if this is, I mean, you're all write about this, that it's illegal, but I don't think I
I
ever
could
put
have
two and
said
two
something
together.
about that.
You could have.
I could have absolutely said
Why
something
did you
about that.
not? I didn't know.
I don't know, because I was fed up, and I'm like, I'm not fighting this fight for something that I don't care about.
Wow.
And I was really at that point checked out. She was an awful person, and so we went for a walk in, like,
You asked them if that's your dad.
in the park, and I was like, look, I want to go back to grad school. And Elias was like, hey, I was thinking about going back to school too, for music
my bachelor's, because I never finished my bachelor's.
to finish your bachelor's. And so at that what we now call the fateful walk in the park, we both decided we were going to go back to school. So I basically left my job and went part-time, and then I was in grad school. So I started in the master's program, and that was a 2-year program. This was in 2009. And then I went until 2011 when I graduated the master's program. At that point, then I just went immediately into the PhD program and started that. So now I've done 2 years of grad school, and I'm entering the PhD program, which was like expected to be 4 to 5 years in addition. So
What were you in school for?
I was in computer science, more or less.
Yeah.
So
In case people don't know, I just want to.
So
Make people
what I
aware.
did was started the program, and the program had 3 major milestones in it. One was your qualifying. You take your courses, like your coursework, and then you take what are called qualifying exams. And so 2 years into coursework, you have to take your qualifying exams to check whether or not they think that you're capable of finishing the degree. Now, think of it from my perspective, where I am 2 years in from the master's and now 2 years in from the PhD. I've spent 4 years of my life to take an exam to determine whether or not I can continue and actually achieve this title. And so
One exam,
one exam.
yes or no, done.
And it runs once a year. So you can take this exam in the summer. It's an 8-hour exam, 2 days. So 8 hours the first day, 8 hours the second day. And you literally just sit in a room and take an exam. And it was brutal. And the lead up to it, there's a lot of preparation leading up to it to make sure that you're prepared for the exam. And I was under like a total amount, an unbelievable amount of stress, because I'm in my mind thinking at this point, if I don't pass this exam, I've literally burned 4 years of my life, and like I'm leaving not able to achieve the goal that I set out 4 years earlier.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's
and you
really
also left
hard.
Apple, and it's like, what if I should have just stayed there? Would that have been the
Yeah,
right choice?
it was
There's
brutal.
a lot.
There was a
riding on
lot-
this moment.
yeah, a lot
And yeah, Paul
happening.
totally could burn you out if you don't succeed. You literally wasted 4 years.
Yeah, and so this was like maybe weeks leading up to when I actually had my exam date, and I started getting these things called night terrors. And so, oh my God, Elias I say it all the time that like I could not do this without Elias by my side. So he's always like, you've done this, this, and that, and I'm like, no, we've done this, this, and that, because legit, like, and it's not for me to say this on the stream because I've said it to you 1,000 times over, that all of this that we've achieved as a team, like together, and that it wouldn't have happened without you.
It's the Zaddy origin story.
It's the Zaddy. You're the Zaddy.
Listen, I take care of my kids.
Exactly. So leading up to this exam, I start getting these night terrors. And this is where you wake up in the middle of the night in this like paralyzed state where you're seeing things. It's totally terrifying.
Can I explain from my perspective?
Yeah, you can probably explain it better than I can, because I don't remember a lot of it.
So look, this is the Bentley, the infamous Bentley story, and this is scary. Okay, this is going to turn a little bit horror story right now. So like, be prepared for that. During this time, where the qualifying exams are just coming up, all of this to decide whether or not this one test will grant you access to the goal
next two
that you're trying.
milestones.
Yeah. It's the entry point into that, but it only comes after 2 years of PhD work, which only comes after 2 years of master's work. So there's 4 years involved. I, now in hindsight, can totally understand why this unleashed night terrors in Chris. I now know that night terrors are uncommon in adults, but they can happen in times of stress. Stress causes night terrors. If you don't know what a night terror is, like Chris was saying a moment ago, it's when you wake up in a fit of full terror because you
Like
are,
panic.
but you are not fully in control of your body in this moment. It's kind of like a sleepwalk, but a sleepwalk as if you were possessed by a demon and you don't really know
you
what's
can watch
happening.
videos of it online, because when I found out what was happening and I went to the doctor and I was like, look, this is happening and it's super terrifying. We looked at night terrors and
It was exactly
the videos
same.
on it's what happens,
Yeah.
and it's terrifying. It's
So-
like literally The Exorcist, but like when you watch
real
these
life.
video, yeah.
And so in this one moment of how this came to be, I remember waking up in our old house, and we're creatures of habit. So like when things are slightly out of tune with what's going on, it's a sort of apparent and immediate that something is off. And so in this moment, I woke up because I heard a noise, like I heard a loud noise. And then I woke up, I looked over, and I noticed Chris wasn't there. And then I also noticed that the hallway light in vicinity was also on, which led to upstairs. We had these carpeted stairs that went into a loft. And I didn't quite understand what happened, but I just kind of was like, I don't know, maybe Chris tripped going upstairs for whatever reason. So I kind of was trying to go back to bed. And then Chris walks into the room and he's just staring, like standing there, like looking
At like
down
the
at
foot
me,
of the bed.
looking down at me, literal nightmare. And then he says to me, I have these marks on me. And I'm like, what is going on? He's like, look. And he goes like this, and he has blood, and then on his 2 knees, blood.
Yeah.
Huge scrapes.
Yeah.
I don't know how to handle this. So I'm like, Chris, are you okay? What's going on? Then he comes and gets into the bed, pulls the covers over him. I'm holding him because I'm nervous. I don't know what's going on. And I feel his heart racing a mile a minute. And then I'm like, Chris, are you okay? Are you okay? And he's just eyes open, staring at the ceiling. And then there's a moment where something clicks. I feel that his heart isn't racing anymore. He blinks, his eyes move. He looks at me and he's like, what's going on? Normal. And I'm like,
I still have scars on my legs,
Yes,
by the way.
literally.
I totally have scars on my legs.
and I'm like, what's going on? What the happened? You know? So that was, unfortunately, the first night terror.
So where the marks came from
And where Bentley comes in
is
yeah.
what we ended up finding out that I did was I was going up the stairs and like chasing Bentley because I probably tripped on him and then felt bad that I tripped on him. And so I was like chasing him to make sure he was okay. But as I was going up the stairs, I was still in this trance. And so I was climbing up the stairs, but I fell as I was going up and fell and slid down the stairs on the carpet and scraped up this and then like all on my knees. And at the same time, I like caught Bentley and I ended up chipping like the bottom of one of his fangs. So if you ever look at a picture of Bentley, he's got like a normal fang on the one side, and then on the right-hand side,
It's like half of
it's
a
not
fang.
half. It's like the bottom bit of it. So luckily we took him to the vet to make sure that he was okay, and it didn't get to the point of the pulp inside the
Oh, right. So like the nerve isn't exposed.
He didn't have to get the tooth removed. It's
Yeah.
like it was okay, but he still like he chipped his tooth because of it.
Right. So then, Heidi, this is, yes, it involves that. Night terrors can be a lot of things. But in this case, this first one was this weirdness, right? Next night, I'm now nervous to go to bed because just in general, I'm nervous. Like at this point, what's tonight gonna bring, and who knows what's gonna happen. And so I then, it's hard for me to go to sleep. I'm nervous. Chris is asleep.
Yeah,
Second
Mega Meg,
night-
that's a good description. It's literally a combination of a nightmare and sleepwalking.
Yeah. And so then the second night, I finally fall asleep, only to then get woken by Chris fully, like, hands and legs pushing me on the bed away from him. And he then pushes him, by doing that, he pushes himself off the bed and falls off the bed and starts running away, screaming at the top of his lungs. And I'm freaked out. At this point, my heart is racing. I'm crying. I don't know what's going on. How do I fix this? And I run up to him to try to just grab him and hold him so that I don't end up, or so that he doesn't end up hurting himself, similarly to how he did yesterday, which was the stairs. So I'm literally holding him and he's pushing me away forcefully, like violently, screaming, pointing at me, and like as if I'm a devil, like as if I'm a in-person devil.
How didn't you leave me at this point and just be like, I'm done. I can't deal with this.
I mean, of course I'm not going to do that.
I know.
And pushing me away, screaming, shaking as he's pointing his fingers at me, like as if he's literally looking at some demon. And to be honest, what I bet is happening is if it is a combination of nightmare and sleepwalking, he likely is looking at
The problem
a
is you
demon.
don't remember it. Like, it's not like I remember like what I'm dreaming of.
No, yeah, of course. And so then that's all happening. And then I hold him really tight and throw him onto the bed and then get on top of him to just keep him still so that he doesn't hurt himself. That's all that I kept thinking of is if he goes up the stairs and then trips down the loft and
gonna,
falls
like,
off the
cut
loft,
my
he's going to,
stuff again.
Get hurt.
Yeah.
And at this point, we were not married.
Yeah,
And
we were engaged, but we couldn't be married at that point because it
Yeah.
wasn't legal. That was in what? That was probably like 2013.
Yeah, that was around 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
Paul, a similar situation as what you just said. So then I finally get him back on the bed. I get him to stop shaking and being forcefully resistant to me. And then I again feel his heartbeat lessen. And then again, I see that moment of realization where he
Like you
turns to
click
me
out of it,
and
yeah.
he's like, "Oh, why are we up?" I'm like, "No, I can't do this. This is terrifying.
No, I
I'm
went to
sure
the
it's
doctor
terrifying
after
for
that.
you, but we need to take care of this. This is not normal. I'm absolutely horrified. I'm going to have nightmares for the rest of my life." And so, yeah, then he went to the doctor to take care of it. And it was literally night terrors because of the stress related to those qualifying exams.
So Mega Meg, what ended up happening is I took the exam and I passed. And
Of course you passed.
Then they
Not to dismiss the night terrors, but like you probably were overstressed for not much of a reason because I think we all knew he passed. And just to give you a
But
heads
then
up,
I haven't had any since then.
no,
Like,
but Chris was valedictorian of his college. He was valedictorian of his high school. So like really, truly, it was unlikely that he would fail these qualifying exams, right? You know what I mean? Not
It's
again, not to
still
dismiss
stressful.
it, but like I think that you now recognize your worth, but maybe then didn't get there.
Yeah,
yet.
it's just the amount of time that's invested at that point. So this is the first major milestone. Then the second major milestone is the what they call the proposition. So you have to you present a grant you write a grant application for like an idea that you have, and this is like it's a very structured document. And
What is
it's
the
like
Dunning-Kruger effect? Is that a real thing?
I don't know.
Is that Freddy Krueger, like chasing you?
the Running Kruger? Maybe.
Wait, I don't know what it is. Go. I'm gonna look it up.
And what, yeah, it is really amazing what anxiety and stress can do to you. It's scary. And so what ended up happening is you have to write this structured document as a grant proposal, and then you have to present it in front of like your peers and the faculty and defend it. And so this is the second milestone. This happens maybe like a year to a year and a half after you've passed your qualifying exams. So that was another level of stress. Honestly, I wrote the majority of that while I was out in St. Louis, working my internship for the first time at the company that I'm at now.
Can I just tell you what the Dunning-Kruger effect is? I'm fascinated. It's when your intelligence in general, like your cognitive ability, is very low, and your low cognitive ability does not allow you to see how low your cognitive ability is. And so therefore, as someone who's intellectually, is stunted or incapable, it thinks they're smarter than they are. So you have the reverse of that, the opposite of that, where you are smarter but don't think that you're smarter than you are. But this could be the reason why the last 4 years have happened and why people don't take the vaccine.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, legit.
So anyway, keep going.
So then the
Yeah, Heidi, that's what I just said. That's so funny.
Then now at this point, after I passed the exam, I didn't have night terrors anymore. I was okay. At that
It took
point,
a while for the both of us to come to terms with that, because it's scary, waking up and not knowing what's going on in the middle of the night.
So now then fast forward, and I'm working with my advisor. Now this is kind of the next big chunk of the story. My advisor and I, now how the situation with the advisor should be in a normal PhD setting is your peers, and it's a mentorship and a friendly working relationship. It's like your job at that point, where you're working enough to get to the point where you're able to graduate and then go on to a career.
If you've watched episode 1, 2, and 3, Star Wars, Qui-Gon Jinn is the master and Obi-Wan Kenobi is the apprentice, or the Padawan, they call him, right? And if you watch the movies, you see that Qui-Gon's totally a friend to Obi-Wan. He's totally someone who is there to help Obi-Wan succeed in becoming a Jedi. And he's there to maybe course correct him. Like in the event that something goes down where Obi-Wan did something maybe immature, whatever, Qui-Gon's going to be there to tell him hey, look, next time do it this way.
Yeah.
That is what it's supposed to be like friendship, where you have a mentor and someone is, on your side no matter what whatsoever.
Yeah. And this was not the case with my advisor. My advisor was an awful person. And so I'm going to just give you two stories that happened to kind of exhibit the type of relationship that we had. We did not get along. There were many a time where we would have fights over the phone back and forth because of a disagreement in the next steps forward. And the problem is that when somebody's in a position like that, I have a vested interest in the direction that my research goes in, because this is my name and this is the direction that I want it to go in. But at the same time, he's in a position of power where he can say, no, you're not able to move forward because I've said so.
Everyone's saying, Megameg saying how your other classmates are also suffering from this too.
Totally. I mean, this was not I'm sure many others also went through this. So, so this advisor, he was, I was his first PhD student. He had just started within the program. The department chair, I was very close with. The department chair was really just a great person and was more or less my mentor throughout the program without being my advisor. When I started the internship with the company that I'm at now, the company liked my...
I know this story.
The company liked me so much that they wanted to sponsor the remaining part of my PhD. And so what they were going to do is keep me on as an employee, but I would use that time to work towards the completion of my research and then graduate, and then I could start full time with them.
Which is bonkers.
Which doesn't normally, it really doesn't happen. Level. Yeah, it doesn't really happen normally. And
they wanted to use Chris and his intellectual prowess to, as a younger PhD candidate, to work for them basically as if he was graduated.
But do my research. They would pay me to do my research. They basically sponsor me and say, hey, we're going to pay you to do this research, and then, finish, and then you can come work for us full time. So we'll invest in you now.
I'll do it. It's a doggy bag.
And then our trade-off will be that you'll get to work with us, after you graduate.
Pompano Beach Bear said, "Uh-oh." The advisor said no, question mark.
So it's a little bit deeper than that. What ended up happening is they were based in St. Louis, and they had offices in Jersey. And so when I went back after my internship that fall semester, I told my advisor, hey, this is what's happening. And we coordinated all of this with the company. And the company flew me and my advisor out to St. Louis to just get a tour of what some of the research they're doing is and how we can make this situation work. So we were out there for like 2 or 3 days, right? Where we flew out and we stayed in St. Louis, and we were just visiting with different parts of the company. And my advisor was a very difficult person to work with. And he went on some of these tours and was providing recommendations for parts of the company that he had no prior experience in and shouldn't be providing recommendations on.
He doesn't work for them.
He doesn't work for them.
He doesn't do that job.
He doesn't do that. If it was in his area of research and he was like, hey, maybe think about it like this, that would maybe be something that would make sense.
Kathy, I can't wait for you to hear the end of the story. I'm sorry that you had to deal with that because that's not a fun time, but I just wait till the end of the story.
But then he ultimately is providing advice where he's not qualified to provide advice in.
It's like if I go into a Dunkin' Donuts and I'm like, oh, why is this here? Why is that
Why aren't
there?
you baking the donuts this way?
Yeah, no, you should be baking them at 400 degrees.
Yeah,
Why are you baking them at
exactly.
375?
Exactly.
I don't know how to make a donut.
Exactly.
100%
like that. And when we were going there, what we ended up doing is I went to the college and it was close by the airport. And so we ended up taking the bus together to the airport and we just flew out. So it was just convenient because the school was so close to the airport that we could just take a bus together and go in. Now, coming home, as we're about to land, like 10 minutes before landing, I say, hey, are we going to take the bus back to the airport? And he's like, oh, no. This was on a Friday. We were flying home Friday night. He's like, no, I have another conference to go to this weekend. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's weird. And I'm thinking we were flying in on like 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah, you were coming in at midnight.
And we were landing at 12 o'clock. And I'm thinking he flew with his license, not with his passport. So he's not going international. Where could he possibly be going in the States at 12 o'clock at night for a conference that would be landing? You're not going to land in there's not going to be a flight out of Newark.
Yeah,
land in California at
right.
3:30 in the morning. Like it's just a random time to have a flight out. So it's like really weird. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll kind of just put it in the back of my head and, I'll go do my thing and just to give you a sense of what type of person this man was, as they gave the the snacks out on the plane, I'm sitting there.
Imagine the stewardess or whatever comes around and is like...
Flight attendant,
sorry. Yeah, I apologize. Flight attendant is like, here's your treat.
Yeah.
Come on, go get it. Drop it on the ground.
What he did,
go get it.
First of all, I don't really like to eat on planes because it creeps me out because I don't like touching my food. And then also the germs and everything weirds me out. This man was whole hog on this snack. So the point where he is shoveling the bag of snacks into his mouth.
Peanuts. You could just say they're peanuts.
I don't know what they were.
Oh, I thought they were peanuts this whole time.
I don't know. They might have been Cheez-Its or something.
Okay, snacks.
Some sort of snack. Then he takes the foil bag and opens the seams of it, like full so that it's just a single sheet of foil, and starts licking it like it's a lollipop, like just licking the salt or crumbs on it off the bag. And I'm thinking
he's going whole hog.
He is whole hog on these snacks. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. And his office, Elias, I've sent you pictures of his office. Just garbage books stacked to the ceiling where I would sit like in a corner because as we were having our meetings, because there was nowhere else to walk. Like there were bodies underneath. He was a total weirdo. Okay, so he did this in public on the plane. So his
personal hygiene was disgusting.
Yeah,
full-fledged disgusting.
We land and we get off the plane, and I kind of like we go separate ways, and I say like, hey, good luck on your conference, whatever that means. And I continue to walk and catch the light rail. So there's a light rail in the city that goes back to the college, and then I was going to go pick up my car from the school parking lot. And at this point, the light rail it's like 12 o'clock at night. So the light rail is really just running once every 30 minutes or so. I would say, Jen, he was probably like 40-ish at this point. I at this point was like early 30s, I think.
Yeah, I would say he was 40.
I'd say, yeah, he's probably 40. Yeah. I was early 30s. And so not really much of an age discrepancy. And so I'm waiting for the light rail to come. It's 12 o'clock at night, so it's really not running very regularly. And I'm sitting there waiting for it to come in. And at this point, I probably just missed the last one that went out. And I'm waiting about maybe 20 minutes or so. And my advisor comes down the stairwell to the train stop
outside the airport. He's
going back to the college. He's already said to me that he is going to a conference, flying out to a conference. And so I'm like, what is, just tell me that you want to go, like, hey, just go your separate ways. I'm going to head back to the college. I'm going to, do something at the airport before I head back. And he just sees me, like we lock eyes, and he like a child, like goes and hides behind the little alcove and sits on the bench. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, what is going on with this guy? Like, this is the weirdest trip that I've ever had. Now, knowing the animosity that we've had all going prior to this, and then to have the weirdness of the job, the weirdness of the exchanges with my colleagues that I had at the internship, the weirdness of the licking of the bag on the flight, and
what
then
a specific memory.
The weirdness of the coming down the stairwell, it was all just too much to handle. And I feel like it was probably because our relationship had been very academic up until that point, and I had only seen him in his office setting, which was a really, like, it should have been a good indication of the type of person he was, given the situation that we would sit in there. And so that was kind of how it happened. Now, fast forward, I'm kind of on like a time crunch to graduate, because I need to graduate in a certain amount of time, because the company that I'm with says, hey, we have like a guaranteed job offer that we're going to give you. We're going to hold a position for you up until this point, but you have to take the role by this point, because like realistically, I get it now, being in a corporate setting, you can't hold a position for somebody forever, because you're literally down a team member at that point by not filling it and waiting for somebody to graduate. So they kind of said, hey, we'll hold this spot for you for a certain amount of time, and you need to graduate by that time and take the role if you want to actually start with the team.
Wait, are you going to the end of this? Because I want to tell the one story with Bentley again.
Yeah. Which one?
By the stairs again. Up here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the one night when things really blew up, this is now post the train story, post the fact that he was the cause of Chris not getting that deal, so to speak, because they were just like, yeah, he's weird. Like, no, we're not going to go through with this.
It was both ways. Yeah. It was like, he said, no, you can't do it.
Which is bonkers.
And then also they were kind of like, well, the loss is yours. And so
Right. So then what ended up happening is he became such an a-hole.
it was
That-
like, well, the thing is that when I was doing the research and like he would say, okay, do X, Y, and Z. And I would do X, Y, and Z. And then he would come back in our follow-up meeting and say like, why didn't you do A, B, and C? Now I had just changed A, B, and C to X, Y, and Z on his recommendation.
Right.
So it was literally just cyclical thing of like, I would do something and then he would say, why didn't you do this? And I was like, well, I did that before and we changed it to this other thing. So it's literally dealing with a crazy person.
It was an abusive relationship. It honestly was very, very, Pompano Bear. It was an abusive relationship. And what was really unfortunate about Chris's case is there was no one other than this person who specialized in the degree. And so therefore, in the eyes of Chris, and I totally get it, there is no other path to go forward with. Like, either you continue this for another few, a year and hope for the best, or you lose all of those years of research, because you can't just go to another schools and find another person who like specializes in exactly that. This is such a specific situation.
And the thing is that they have you at that point because you're in the school, you're in that program, and every program is so different that if you go to another school, you're going to start all over again. And now this is say like 2015, 2016. So now I'm like 7 years deep.
Yeah.
And so it's like you're 7 years deep and you're not going to just back out and say, no, I'm going to not do this. You've pushed me to the brink. And then again, leave without finishing.
There's no way he could have switched to a different advisor because there was no different advisor.
Nobody else did the research that I was doing. And so it was like
super
if
specialized, which is ultimately why Chris is in such a great position now, because he's one of like only a few people in the world who can really do the job that Chris does. But now this brings us to the my second Bentley story, where the one night when Chris got a call from Mr. Mann and he is yelling at Chris. Like, I could hear him over the phone basically telling him like, why did you draw it as a square? Chris is like, because you said to do it as a square. He's like, no, I said to do it as a butterfly. Draw it as a butterfly. Okay, I'm going to do it as a butterfly. Why did you do it as a butterfly? I really want it as a square.
Yeah,
and you realize like in this moment, you cannot reason with this person. So Chris ran upstairs and he's screaming at Mr. Mann from his office, which is like his sewing embroidery space. He's screaming at him.
I was like at that point, I was at the breaking point.
Gaslighting. That's what this was.
I was at that breaking point where like I feel like I had done so much that I felt like I was an expert in this area and that I had strong feelings about it. And I needed to there was no other way for me to convey it without anger. Mm-hmm. And I was in that point, like, I don't know what, like
it was the straw that broke the camel's back.
And it was like, I mean, it's in a teacher-student setting like that. It shouldn't come to that, and I shouldn't have reacted that way.
But there was no other
it was
choice.
like I was at my mental breaking point.
Literally. And so what happened was I was inside the sunroom playing a video game, waiting for Chris to finish his conversation so we can get back to like, I don't know, watching whatever we're watching. And at some point, I started hearing Bentley meowing in such a way where it was, I've never heard Bentley meow this way. Bentley does do this weird meow thing when it's like sort of dinner time, or maybe like he just wants attention for a second. But this was a very different meow. And now, you all know, if you come from if you come from Muskrat Nation, you know what we are like with our muskrats, right? Like, we know them in and out. And so in this point, when Bentley is doing what he's doing, I'm concerned. I'm like, Bentley is hurt, or Bentley is stuck somewhere, like his claw got stuck somewhere. Maybe something happened. What's up with Bentley? So I run inside. Now Bentley is at, when Chris went down the stairs earlier to show you the pickup truck, that door was closed and Bentley is at the very top of the stairs doing this meow, and on the other side of the door is Chris yelling at the advisor. Now, I know that cats are smart. I don't really know if they know what's going on in like the real world like this, but I'm telling you, in that moment, Bentley knew something was up. It was unreal because I've never heard him since act that way. And since that time, up until that point,
No,
he's
he
never
probably
acted
thought
that
I
way.
was hurt or something.
Yeah, and someone said like, "Oh, other dad is freaking out." Yeah, like that was the concern for that. And so I went and I found Bentley, and I'm like, "All right, Bentley, it's fine." And I know what's going on in there, and I can hear Chris, but like I can't also like, do
Interject,
anything.
yeah.
What am I gonna do? Just come in and hang up the phone for him?
So now this is the final part where we are at the point where what I ended up doing is I graduated technically in August of 2017. So it was an 8-year endeavor to get this degree. And the last step of your PhD is to defend your dissertation. So you write your dissertation, and then you present it to your committee, and then your committee kind of in that moment votes whether or not you are a PhD or not. And so at this point of my career, I am like, I'm confident in my work, and I'm kind of just like, get this over. Now, the deadline for me to start my job at the company that I'm with now, that I absolutely love my job, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I started that in January of 2017. So technically January 7th, 2017 to August 2017, I was working, but I was also wrapping up my writing for my dissertation, preparing my presentation, all of that, like
with
stuff.
the expectation that by August he will have completed his degree. Like
Right.
that's the sort of stipulation that's going on.
They were
there,
like, yeah,
you
we're
know?
hiring you not as a PhD right now, but as long as you finish within the year, all is good. And so I at this point I'm working like full time back in, and so I had to travel. I ended up traveling to St. Louis for a week. I think this was in the end of July of 2017. I flew to St. Louis and I was working there for a week. And I get a call from the department chair. Now, remember, I'm really friendly with the department chair. She was on my committee. She was an important person to kind of get me through the program, knowing that the struggles that I had between my advisor. I was also, remember, the first PhD student that my advisor had. In the time that I started the program, he picked up 2 other students. So now 3 of us were working with him. In the time that I was there, one of those students quit. So I was there. He lost a student, and can you think that poor student who left
Because they couldn't take it. They
he
couldn't do
take
it.
and dropped out. This third student who started was still working with him. And I get a call from the department chair saying, hey, there's all this stuff going on where this other student, this younger student or newer student was saying, he's under extreme emotional distress with working with this guy.
With Mr. Man.
Very similar story to what I had. And that not only like this student was an international student, so his visa and everything was tied to him being in school. So he not only had the stress that I had of dealing with this person, but also if he didn't deal with this person, he said, I'm fed up and I'm leaving, he would end up lose his visa and go back to his home country. So he was kind of like doubly invested in this. And so this kid, or not kid, but this newer student,
this teenager
filed a complaint with the chair, and it went to the dean. And so now the chair, while I'm at work, calls me and says, hey, the dean wants to talk to you about your advisor and what your experiences were. Because I guess he was at the point of tenure where they were deciding whether or not he was going to get tenure. and how to deal with this
Like
complaint.
Mr. Man getting tenure because he was there for 7 years, literally. Like Chris,
the amount of time.
would have given him tenure the way that things were supposed to go down.
If he did, yeah. So I'm talking to the department chair and I'm like, look, you know that we have a great relationship, like me and the department chair. I feel bad because I want to tell my story, and this is very similar to what this other student is experiencing. But at the same time...
Oh, thanks, ZN4TO, for following. Welcome to Airstreamers, and you're in the midst of a wild story about Chris's PhD.
The teacher, or I say to the department chair, hey, I don't want to sour my relationship with him any more than I have already. I am 2 weeks away from my defense, and I don't want retaliation for telling my story to the dean and it potentially coming back to him.
Do you all get that? Like, understand the timing of this, that Chris has now been doing this for, let's say, 8 years. And within a 2-week period of time
Of completion.
of the 8 years.
That my completion is also tied to my
to
job.
him. Well, yeah, too. That
Like,
too.
if I don't complete, I don't have a job. So, like, literally everything falls apart.
So what happened is, and I'm not going to tell you what happened, but what I'm saying is, to put it all together, this complaint that now Chris has to say what he feels about this person, this Mr. Man, evil man, could potentially stunt his 8 years of
Whether or not,
of work.
yeah, because
you know?
legit, if I don't pass my dissertation, then I don't get my degree, and it's
I
all.
can't.
Like
I'm like stressed out right now. I can't.
So she says, "Look, I'm on the committee. I will stand by your side." Blah blah blah, and like I trust her. She is the single reason why I made it through the program, I think.
Oh, if there was no one like her there, you wouldn't have done it.
It would have been really
Yeah,
hard
yeah,
because it
yeah.
would have, if it was a department of people of my advisor's mindset, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, totally.
So I talk to the
Oh my God, I
dean.
can't.
I tell my story. I'm like, look, I don't want this to come back to me, but at the same time, I also need to tell you this because of the situation that I've dealt with for the last 8 years. And I don't want other students to go along with this too. So if you guys are at the point of doing this, like making the decision of tenure or not tenure, I can tell you my perspective, knowing that if you make the decision not to afford him tenure, other students won't suffer the way that I and now
Right.
this newer student suffered.
Listen to that. Look at this connection. Charlie Boy said, unfortunately, welcome to the world of women in the workdase who can't come out and say when something bad happens.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
You're in this unique position,
Yeah.
technically, where you're the minority in this whole big thing, but then the majority of women are dealing with this on the daily, like on the regular.
daily, absolutely.
And Paul
Mega Meg,
said,
I did tell the story of the airport, and I used it more as a, hey, this is not really something that's wrong per se. He didn't do anything wrong. I said, I'm telling you this story because it gives you a little bit of a perspective as to what the relationship was. It was not a healthy relationship. And that was sort of the way that I went. I didn't tell him about the licking of the bag because that's just weird.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I didn't tell him about that.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Chris is like, and then he just did this with it the whole time. It was so weird.
Look, I was talking to the dean and I was like, I'm going to be professional and like, these are things that are important to the story. So I was like, I told the things that were relevant, but I did not tell the licking of the bag because that's just weird. Like,
Welcome, Miss Cone 48, for into Airstreamers. We are in the midst of telling a really wild story about Chris's PhD failure and success.
no, Paul, I don't. So St. Louis, Boeing does have a big, or they might have slimmed down their location in St. Louis, but I don't work for Boeing. So what ended up happening is I did my defense. I was very I felt like that day That day I should have been more stressed than I was, but
Oh yeah, you mean your defense day?
My defense
You
day.
were fine.
I was totally fine. I went in and I was like, I know what I'm doing, and
Yeah,
I was like,
look, he practiced his like presentation or whatever, his PowerPoint multiple times on me to the point where I felt like I know this information now. Like I didn't do the research, but I know what he's trying to say, and so I get it. And every time he did it, he got better and better. But like ultimately, even at the very first one, he's ready to go. He's good to go. He's good. You know, he's done it. So he, at this point, likely felt this combination of I need to get out of here.
yeah,
no
I was
matter
like, I'm
what.
done. Yeah.
And here we are. Tell the rest of the story with what happened. So now here we are.
So I go into the presentation room. It's like a little auditorium, and I'm presenting to my committee, which was 6 faculty members, and then an audience of other people who were invited. And I'm presenting, and again, it's about a 45-hour long presentation, and then you have 15 minutes of questions from the committee where they can ask you whatever about your research, and you have to respond to it. Throughout this 45-hour presentation, felt totally confident. I gave my presentation. I was like,
No, not 45 hours long.
Did I say
45
hours?
minutes. I think you said hours.
oh, no, not 45 hours. Jeez.
Buffalo
45
Beach
minutes.
Fair is
Yeah,
like,
45 minutes.
What? Were you allowed to pee? Did you eat?
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
And
like
OG
reading
Steve,
the phone book.
do not block and report us, but neither of us have seen Shawshank Redemption. So that's on a list that we have somewhere of movies we need to watch. But just please don't block and report us.
So I do my presentation. Now, my committee members, so I'm going to just brag for a hot second. One of my committee members, who was actually my undergraduate advisor, is very, very well known in the field. She is like, if there's a rock star of people, and look, she's probably the reason why I went into this to begin with, and she will always have a special place in my heart. She was like the advisor that I really needed in grad school. She was my undergrad advisor. But she is really well known for some pivotal research that happened in my field back in like the 80s, 90s that people still use today. And so when I started this and I was doing some of my research, her name came up on some of the papers, and I was like, oh my God, is this the same person? Because I didn't know, as an undergrad student, I didn't know how pivotal she was in the field. And I read about it, and she was like totally super important for this field. And so as a result of that, I reached out to her and I was like, hey, like I had no idea that you produced this throughout your career. Would you mind being on my committee?
I'm doing a poll really quick because I'm curious how many of you have seen it. So the question is, have you seen Shawshank Redemption? Yes or no? You can go ahead and vote for 3 minutes.
So she was on my committee. So she said, hey, you did like a great job. And as I'm presenting, and then in the follow-up questions, what typically happens in this setting is your advisor drives the conversation because your advisor is very much connected to your research.
Ms. Cohn, there's like a link somewhere in the chat that you can vote. So you can tell us yes, but you need to click the link to vote for the poll for it to go into that. Just FYI.
So the advisor is supposed to drive the conversation. The advisor is supposed to really drive the questions and sort of act as a moderator in this defense and with the committee.
Because think about my analogy. If Qui-Gon is there to help Obi-Wan become a Jedi Master, there's something in it for Qui-Gon as well to be like, look at my little Padawan. Like, he did so well, right? Don't you all think that he should be the next Jedi? Great, you know?
Literally, if you get to this point you've spent 8 years, you've done research, you've done all of this stuff, and then you get to this point, like, you should be the expert in this area, and that your advisor should be screaming at the top of the mountain saying how great everything is.
1,000,000%. They are your number one fan.
Right. And so what really happened in my setting is that the my advisor was literally dead silent throughout my presentation, throughout the questions, and the department chair was actually the one who was running the questions and driving the conversation. And that hurts. Like, it stings a little bit because, again, you're working with this person for 8 years, and to just have at that point where you're really just crossing that barrier, like running through that finish line, and for this person to just stay silent the entire time, not a word, not a question. And then afterwards, after they say, "Oh, congratulations, Dr. Markson," after the committee kind of meets,
Once
and
that word is out, then it's like you're done.
Yeah,
That's
what
your
ends up
doctor.
happening is you present, and then you leave the room. The committee discusses, "Hey, did he do enough to meet the requirements? Were there holes in the research? Is anything problematic?" And then you come back into the room, and the department chair is the first one who comes up to me and says, "Congratulations, Dr. Markson." And my advisor picks up, closes his book, and leaves. And I'm like, what the actual hell is that?
Unbelievable.
And so, to just put a bow on everything, he did not get tenure. He ended up leaving the university.
No, he got fired.
Yeah. When you don't get tenure, if you don't get tenure, you're basically fired.
Let's say he got fired. Let's use those words.
Okay. So he got fired.
He got fired for abuse, for emotional abuse. I'm sorry, I can't. I need it. It's coming out of me. He got fired, and Chris had something to do with that. And payback's a bitch. Do you hear that? I'm screaming it from the mountaintops. Lower your volume if you need, or raise it. He got fired. He's no longer there. It was the final moments of his tenure. And guess who didn't get tenure? And guess who graduated? Guess who's Dr. Markson right here?
So when I graduated, I was the only one then who actually graduated under him at that school. And the other student who was still one of the students, thanks Kathy, who was still with
He's
him.
sitting somewhere licking a bag of chips.
He was
Thanks, Doggy Pack.
that other student ended up going under the department chair, and so that student did ultimately graduate, but this person is no longer teaching at that school, and I feel like the student body is better for it.
See ya. Can you read Sia's daughter comment? Did you see it? I want you to read it.
Malaka?
Yeah.
Totally. He is
Yes.
a Magalo Malaka.
There you go. Look at Chris with his Greek. A big asshole. That's what he is. He is literally the worst human ever. And I can't even tell you that I've now known multiple people who've gotten their PhDs through the course of time past Chris. And somewhere in the back of my brain, I thought in my head, I'm like, maybe the reason why getting a PhD and why you get to say that you're Dr. blah, blah, blah is because of this sort of torture that you get put through. But guess what? All these other people, yeah, it's a hard work. I am not denying it, but they have the support of their advisor on their side. Imagine doing this with not just not the support, but
like,
anti-support.
Right. The fight against it. That was the hard thing.
That's what makes this so complicated, and maybe not even complicated, but why it's like extra special of a story, because it is just bonkers. Now, I'm going to spin it here and say this could apply to anyone who's trying to do something and groups of people push them down, right? In any capacity. If there are the more important people who push down other people from succeeding, those people who are trying to succeed are going to have a more difficult time in doing the work, right? In any capacity. This is like an open-ended sort of statement I'm making. I just am so happy that it has ended in this way.
Yeah, I mean, I remember there were multiple times where we would have a discussion of like, what, do I go forward in it? Like, do we continue, or do I just cut my losses and, and change? Like, we had that discussion many times, and you were like, no, like, keep going. And I was like, and you said that not in a way to pressure me of like, hey, keep going, but you knew that if I didn't keep going, that would eat
destroy
at me.
you. Yeah. Heidi wants to know what your dissertation was about. Many other people wanted to know what it was about as well earlier.
Yeah, I think it's like, I mean, it's hard to really just sum it up, and I don't want to get like super nerdy and boring about it, but it was more about understanding health trends on social media. So, you know, like people who have breast cancer or colon cancer and those types of things. So there was a health aspect to it, and then there was understanding natural language using a computer aspect of it. And that's kind of what, so it's using like computers and statistics to understand language and how that language then relates back to healthcare. And that's why I'm in the healthcare field now specifically.
Do you remember the title of it?
Understand or leveraging social media to determine health trends in, I forget. I could get the book. Here, I'll grab my book.
Yeah, look, Chris, this is literally Chris's published book. But his research, though, and how he came about it is super nuts, super, super unique, and ultimately Chris's. Like, no one else has done anything like this before. So, look at this book. This is a published book.
Excuse me, this is one of my publications, Elias.
Oh, I'm sorry. One of Chris's publications.
This is my dissertation, and so it is detecting user demographics in Twitter to inform health trends in social media.
Oh, you were sort of close.
Yeah,
in that.
I kind of try to block it out.
Can you read the first page?
I can read my dedication.
That one.
So my dedication is, I would like to dedicate this work to my loving husband, Elias Siafakis. Without you, I would be lost.
I mean, look, folks, what more can anyone ask for?
And then I said at the end, finally, and most importantly, in my acknowledgments, I would not have accomplished this without the support of my husband and family. Elias, you have been with me from the first moment of this endeavor. Your unwavering support and love cannot be expressed in words. Mom and Dad, you taught me to always dream big and encourage me every step of the way. It goes without saying, but family is everything. And that's it. And this is 8 years worth of work.
Can I just read one? I'm going to just start reading a page of it. Just like I want people to hear some of your language.
I mean,
oh, what? Is there like a specific page you want me to read?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you want to read.
Leanne said that we can't get divorced now because it's in the book.
It is in the book.
Heidi said the same thing too. I'm not crying, you're just cutting onions. Leslie, that was so sweet what you said too. All right, I'm just going to read a little bit of it.
This is a random page I picked.
The matrix, however, does not explicitly capture any indirect co-occurrence relationships among a group of hashtags. For example, when A... What's that?
Is equivalent to B.
Oh, when A is equivalent to B and B is equivalent to C, A is equivalent to C, which is the transitive property. I know that, right?
Yeah, that
is not directly encoded in the matrix. To facilitate the exploitation of such indirect co-occurrence relationships among hashtags for deriving an expressive feature vector on topic distributions of a Twitter user's timeline, the proposed method carries out a co-occurrence relationship propagation process as follows.
Oh God,
what
this
did
is
I
giving
just
me
say? What
PTSD.
did I just say? You know, given... I mean, there are parts of this where I literally can't even read. Look, this is constructing a matrix of point-wise mutual information. In the procedure introduced at section 4.2.3, this work examines the propagation of hashtags via the proposed propagation equation shown in equation 4.5. I mean, this is like, literally, this is outrageous. Unbelievable. TV, what's that? It is noted that topics discussed on Twitter can be vague or ambiguous, e.g., today's a great day. The scope of potential topics present can also be vast. Due to the limited volume of labeled training data available, we cannot generate an exhaustive list of meta hashtags. I mean, okay, here.
Yeah, listen,
Meta
we're going to
hashtags.
lose and have followers block us.
So that is the story of Chris getting his PhD. How does that connect to everything this week?
that look, I mean, I'll just sum it up in this, is that it is, life sucks sometimes, right? Like, and it happens to everybody, and life has its highs and lows. We were very happy in our 20s for a long time, where we were working together and we were doing all of that. And we decided to make the shift to make something better. We wanted something more. And we
Thanks, Ralphs. Yeah.
made that decision. It brought us down like to breaking points where we really had our lowest lows.
Yeah, but you know what? Not between us.
No,
like,
no, no, no,
relationship
no.
wise, I
That
don't
was
think
always-
that there was ever any
No,
low.
absolutely.
Not that I intend. That's what I know you didn't mean that, but I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
want
yeah.
people to know that.
I think
as
our
well.
life, like what our individual experiences were, brought us to our lowest lows. And as a result, that ultimately brought us to now what I think is like our highest high. Like, we are super happy. We have, I will argue that we have the best life that there's nothing more that I could want.
Totally.
We have each other. We have the muskrats. We have more than anything that we could ask for.
Now he embroiders.
And we have fun doing it. And so if there's anything that this story can pass along, is that when you're at low, just know that it can get better. And it does get better.
And this is like a fact for any part of your life. Anything
Aw.
at all.
Thanks, Pompano.
You know? And look, also, this story to me is important because what Chris just said, like, it gets better. Even as, you know, students that I have and people who are either marginalized or don't see a bright future for them, like, this is an important part of recognizing that it will get better. I know that that's like,
it's like cliche.
yeah, that's
right.
what I meant.
It
It's
is
like totally
totally
cliche.
cliche. And I feel like
Yeah.
we both, so like I experienced this through the PhD process, but I feel like we both experienced this also on the gay side of things, where it's like, you get to that point where you're like, I don't want to share this part of my life. And then now, if you think, we are totally out and open and proud and happy to share what we've built together. So there's totally parallels there. And so, you know, career wise, it doesn't always have to be that your lowest low happens and then it's up from there. It can really be anything in life, whether
Yeah.
it's who you identify as, you know, what relationships you're in, all of that.
OG Steve said, PhD, embroiderer, pop culture aficionado. What else? Is there anything you cannot do? You know what, OG Steve? What's really funny about that is that through the course of time, Chris has picked up a bunch of extra prefixes to his name. So amongst our friends, we call him doctor, farmer, chef, embroiderer, Mark, right? Because all of his coworkers accidentally like call him Mark because his last name is Mark.
Well, not the close coworkers.
Yeah.
It's like if somebody sees my email because it's last name, comma, first
truck
name.
driver that can get added in.
Ooh, that's one I'm really proud of. Honestly.
Yeah, he drove 160 miles today.
And that I can drive a trailer. These are, look, what's important in life? Embroidery and truck driving.
Don't forget back in Parker. That's the best one. Oh, that's so great.
I don't know that we have time for Can Chris Get It tonight, do we?
It is good a little bit.
It's way over. I was like, you know what? We started that story and you were like, I don't know that we have time for it. And I'm like, oh, it'll be quick. And then I got
That's
into
why when
it.
you said 20 minutes, I'm like, this is not a 20-minute story.
I got into it and I was like reliving that. And I'm like, I just need to tell
I really
the
felt a
full
little bit of
story.
stress just during that story, not going to lie.
But I feel like it really gave the full perspective.
Oh, yeah.
of
I think
it.
that fully
Like,
encompassed that.
Those
yeah.
are the important milestones. Of course, there are little trials.
Yeah,
and
no, but I think
tribulations in
those
between,
are
but-
the main ones.
Yeah,
big time. So, all right. you
Oh,
need to
can we
the
just
catch
give
away.
the patch away?
Yeah.
yeah.
You do you. You do you. Just give the patch away. Yeah, we're gonna leave it for Tuesday. That was such a great. Oh, I lost it. That was such a great story. I was entranced. Aw, thanks, Belmag. There's always time for CCGI, except this one is a long one. Excuse me, and I'd rather give Chris the proper time that he needed. Yes, there is a patch too, and thanks for sharing with us, Sedge J Grids. Totally. Thank you for sharing your story with us. You are an amazing person, says Ralphio.
Aw, thanks, Ralphia. You're an amazing person.
So here we are. This is the whole hog patch. It's live. Go vote now. Exclamation point.
Look, this is what
raffle.
happens when you have creative freedom and you're not held down by your advisor. I can make these beautiful patches
That you are
now
just
on my free time.
Shoving all around the camera.
And
You're
it has
like,
the 100% emoji. This one, I love this one. I made a bunch of these.
oh, the poll results are that 70% of you, 71% of you have seen Shawshank Redemption, and then the whatever the number, 29% have not seen it. You know, that is more than I thought of no's. Like, I thought it was going to be like 95 to 0 or whatever. 5.
I don't know. What is it about?
It's like a prison movie about like, I think something to do with like two people trying to get out of prison, or like something to do with like inmates. I don't know, but I think that it's an important movie to watch at some point in life. It's based on a novella by Stephen King.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think that I knew that, but there's another movie that I get this one confused with. Does anyone know which movie I'm talking about? It's another prison movie, and I confuse the two.
I know Schindler's List
That
is
one.
about. Yeah,
That one,
I was
that
going
one,
to
that
say.
one.
Well, no, that's not a prison movie. That's about the Holocaust.
Oh,
I think Schindler's List is one that we haven't seen either, but I would.
why do I confuse them? Schindler's List.
I think it's
and
because of the
Shawshank
sound.
Redemption?
Yeah, I think it's the sound of it. Schindler's
Huh.
List is about somebody who I think saved, like Jewish people in Nazi Germany, and like he had a list of people that I don't know. I'm going to
Look,
speak out of turn, but
Bella is saying Greek mile. Then Heidi tries to correct her and says Geen mile, until finally Patsy says the Green Mile. I've actually seen the Green Mile as well. Wait, no.
wait,
Yes, I have. I have seen the Green Mile.
Schindler's List is unpleasant. Yeah, I'm sure it's hard.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's a hard
too.
watch.
So I have a question. Don't spoil anything about the Shawshank Redemption, but is it a hard watch? Like, is it difficult? Because I'm not into that. Like, I don't want to feel these crazy rough emotions. I kind of want to stay in this joy-filled moment that we're in.
Yeah, Mega Meg. I know the story of how he saved people, but I don't like. We haven't seen the movie, and I'm sure it's like a really hard watch, and you have to be in the right mindset to watch that. That is not like just a
Yeah.
curl up on the couch and watch it. Like that's something that's important that you need to just pay your respect to.
Julie M.O. just started following us. Thank you for being here, Julie. We are in the midst of giving away a prize. So if you type in #raffle, you might be one of the lucky winners.
Yeah,
It's
everybody
for
can enter.
This patch right here that Chris is showing on his side, and he made it. It is his own doing.
Oh my God,
And
Lena, Big Brother's about to start. Yeah, we need to
we
wrap
need
up this
to,
patch.
Like,
and then
yeah, totally.
Whole hog. Paul said Piggly Wiggly. I know of Piggly Wiggly, and I feel like it's giving me those vibes, but I don't know what their icon is.
Yes, but not. I'm sorry, not
exclamation point raffle.
I'm sorry, it's exclamation point raffle. I am the worst.
Elias.
It's the whole #waffle joke that went down. Like, that's a thing, you know? So, yes, it's exclamation point raffle.
One more minute to enter the raffle. We'll give it away, and then we'll call it quits for the night, and everybody can go tune into Big Brother.
And also, I think Pete messaged me and said that he's streaming because he is only one stream away from reaching the affiliate level, which is super exciting. And that is...
Is he on now?
No, wait. What time is it? No, he will
almost
be.
8.
He will be soon. So if anyone wants to join his channel, you can. The sake was pretty good. The only thing that I have to
liked
say
it.
is I'm still not a fan of the smell. And this cute little bottle is open, and I'm still smelling it. I'm not here for the smell because it smells like soy sauce, and I can't. And I mean, I know we joke that it's a microaggression, but I'm pretty sure, like, legitimately, this is the smell of soy sauce.
Totally.
And I think that I can't imagine a world where I take sips of soy sauce. That's disgusting to me.
I would do it.
No, I can't. No. And so therefore, I just feel kind of not here for it. Pink and oh, that reminds me. Wait, did I do the thing with? Yes, we are going to raid Pete on Friday of next week. We're not doing it tonight. Liquid Music.
Honestly, I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, we need to learn a little bit, but I also want to make a big deal of it and have like a bunch of people go. I mean, there's a bunch of us on here right now, but like I'm going to post it on our the Real Air Streamers Instagram. I want to make a whole thing and have like an event happen where we all go. You all get some drinks. We hang out for Friday night. So Friday of this upcoming week, we will all do that. But the official one will be next Friday. So Pete, go ahead and enjoy your stream. Good luck. And if anyone wants to tune in, it's right there, Liquid Music. And we do have
Pete. We might lurk too on your stream because if tonight is your affiliate night, I do want to be there for that. So
yeah, totally.
I don't know that we'll be totally engaged in the conversation, but we will be there to support you. And you know, if anybody else wants to lurk and pop over to Liquid Music.
Definitely
he'll
do
be
so.
spinning
He's a fantastic DJ.
Awesome, yeah.
Yes, he's on Twitch. If you see in the chat Liquid Music, if you click on him, you can either follow or just go watch the show. And for all the folks who joined tonight, we actually had quite a few new followers who joined us tonight. If you type in !Discord, you can become a part of the sort of like after hours conversation of Discord. We have a bunch of topics, the best community and folks in the world. We really do.
I don't know. I mean, like, we just sit here and chat and it's just a fun group to hang out with.
Yeah. I mean, look, folks, we are endlessly lucky for who we've got to meet through all of this, who is supporting of us, who is making us always feel comfortable to just be ourselves.
And not us, but everybody in the community. Everybody's so supportive of each other on Discord. It's just, we're really lucky. I don't know that this is
I don't think this is a usual thing. Like, I don't think that it's that way. I think that this is something that I'm just endlessly happy about. So, okay. So,
can I pick the winner now?
Pompano Beach Bear said it's not the norm. Yes, you're going to pick a winner.
Paul, I hope you have a blast on your vacation. And I'm going to pick the whole hog winner right now.
Whole hog winner is... Who is it?
Mozzie.
Mozzie88 won the whole hog. Congratulations,
now, look, I just have to give Mozzie a shout out because Mozzie is legit an OG. Like, look,
you can see the number one next to Mozzie's name. That means that Mozzie was one of the founders of this channel. Yeah.
Yeah, Mozzie's been with us.
I'm going to do it with Eloise.
From the beginning. So congrats, Mozzie. We'll send it out to you. I don't know if we have Mozzie's info. So Mozzie, if you shoot us an email, therealairstreamers@gmail.com, I'll send it out tomorrow. I've got the rest of them I got to send out to you. Oh, Eloise. Can you just jot that down, Elias?
Yeah.
So what do you think? Should we wrap it? It's 8 o'clock and everybody's going to tune into Liquid Music and
Big Brother. And we also need to get some food in our bellies. Are you hungry at all?
Yeah, I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry too.
I mean, I'm always hungry. What's my problem?
Okay, Mozzie won. Again, if you are new, join us on Discord. Join us on Instagram, which is The Real Air Streamers on Instagram. And we have a bunch of food left over from my parents' house today. My mom, she's so sweet. She made us...
The sweetest.
Even though it was Pete's name day, happy name day, Pete, she made us... I'm not kidding you when I say, like, 5 Tupperware things filled with... Vegetarian meals.
Now, wait, she had other people who were also coming to this party. She had, like... I would say probably another like 20 to 30 people who came to the party who she also cooked for. But for us specifically, because she knows we're vegetarian, she made us on our own these 5 meals. Yep. So thank you, Cleo. You're One in a million.
And then my brother made us gyros with Saganaki cheese as like the
Oh, they were-
protein.
they
and
were
that was
delish.
delicious too. So anyway, folks, super happy with our stream tonight. This has been a blast, and I'm so glad that we got a chance to do this. We will see you all on Tuesday, and look forward to the schedule for the week coming up tomorrow. I'm going to post it tomorrow. I still don't know exactly what it is yet, but we'll
Well,
figure it
maybe
out.
we'll have one among us. Oh, look, Sia's daughter
So-
said happy name day to Pete.
Yeah, Chronia Pola Panayoti. That is today's name day. So anyone who's named Pete or Panayoti, well, it's really not the right translation, but we go
Close
with it.
enough.
Yeah. Anyway, bye, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's Airstreamers episode, and we will see you next time.
Bye, everyone. Have a
See
good
ya.
night.
Bye.